Your service. How long did you serve and what company?
Well, I graduated from high school and I was drafted in 1968, and I spent 2 years in the Army, and I think it was like 7 months in Vietnam, and I was shot and blown up with a grenade, shot with an AK-47.
Can you tell us, and you received a Purple Heart for your service. Can you tell us a little bit about your service and receiving that huge award?
Well, Purple Heart was started by George Washington, and anyone that's in combat that is wounded receives a Purple Heart. You have to actually be in physical combat and be wounded.
Excellent. And this upcoming week is the kickoff for Veterans Week, leading to the Veterans Day Parade. Huge event for Branson every year. Can you tell us a little bit about why it's so important for you to come and how many years you've come and how much you enjoy the event?
Oh, we've been coming up here, I guess, ever since the thing started for the Veterans deal. Uh, when I came back from Vietnam, like most veterans, I didn't want anybody to know who I was, and I didn't want anybody to know that I was a veteran. And it wasn't that I was ashamed of it, it's just that people couldn't understand what all you had been through. And the first year I came up here, and then I felt the love of this town, and met some other veterans that had been in situations that I were in, and got to talking to them, and got to realizing I'm not alone in this game. You know, there's a lot of veterans that have been through combat situations, and some veterans that haven't. But yet, you know, I hear from people all the time, well, I feel guilty because I didn't go to Vietnam. And I say to them, well, you signed up just like I did. Your orders could have been cut to go to Vietnam just like mine were. Or I could have been cut to go to Hawaii or somewhere nice, you know. So don't feel guilty because you didn't go. But we've been coming up here like 30 years, and it's really opened me up and really helped me to understand that the things that went on in my life were there for a reason. And I've gotten a lot of encouragement, and as a matter of fact, I've gone through a lot of trials and things like that. It's been a real encouragement for me to come up here and just see the people, how they react to you. To go to the parade is just it's phenomenal. People standing up and saluting you, and people waving at you and smiling, little kids smiling at you. It makes you proud to be an American. It makes you proud to be a veteran.
Well, that was perfect, and we appreciate your service so much, and thank you for talking to us. Lex, I don't know if I'm gonna get you better than that.
The only thing I can think of is, was there any concern this year with the way things are with COVID about coming to this event this year?
Don't forget about the schedule.
No, they already got all that. They
Yeah, we
said.
got from the last two with the
They
schedule.
said they got the schedule down.
Yeah, but were you ever worried at all with COVID that, hey, maybe, a lot of people won't show up this year, or maybe the events may get canceled? We know it's not now, but were you ever worried that things may be, drastically changed?
Oh, I don't worry about COVID. God knows the very minute I'm going to die. And if it's going to be COVID or run over by a freight train or fall in a lake and drown or walk out of a cafe and have a toothpick stuffed in my heart because I fell. No, I don't worry about anything like that. And I refuse to live my life in fear. You start living your life in fear, you don't want to go here, you don't want to see that person, you're not living. There's no point in being alive if that's the way you're going to live. That's just the way I've always looked at it. God has been awful good to me all down through my life, and I've seen some miraculous things happen that just you can only attribute them to what God did. And so, no, I don't worry about the COVID or anything like that. I sure don't.
Excellent. And Verl, my last question for you has to do with the camaraderie of this week coming up, veterans camaraderie. When you get to meet other people who have served in the U.S. militaries, I mean, we all have so many stories, and we all get to talk and share, and it really is kind of a brotherhood. It's important, right?
Yeah, we had a couple that we had met several years ago, and we came up and we always go out to eat with them, things like that. And they had a friend, I think they were from Iowa or somewhere, wasn't Texas, but anyway. And we got to meet with them one night, and he was a Korean veteran, and we just got the opportunity to sit down and just talk about things. He had never talked to anybody about his war experience, and probably till that night. And his wife called my wife and told her how much that really meant to him, that he had the opportunity to talk to somebody that wasn't going to judge him, somebody who had been there before, somebody that knew what he was talking about. And it just really helped him to kind of let loose some of those old chains that got you hung by the heart. So and you see that over and over and over again. Veterans, for the most part, don't like to talk about their experience because, quite frankly, nobody wants to hear about it. But when you get around another group of veterans and they start to open it up to you and start telling you some of the things that they've been through, some of the sacrifices they had to make, and some of the buddies they've seen, killed in action and how that happened, it really does tug at your heart, and it really does give those opportunities, those guys an opportunity to vent and really open up, and it's a healing process. Every time I come up here, I get a little more healed. So it's great to be up here.